that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
And just like that, the show begins. Cut to next scene. So Isabella Rossellini is the lady of the week. We are celebrating her birthday week. And I picked this film in particular because it's a favorite of mine. I don't normally like these kinds of comedies, but I really thought this was a heartfelt, well done comedy about a fucked up family.
It has a good story. Usually, rom-coms are so boring that 5 minutes in, you know the whole story. Not with this one.
Yeah, and it's a remake of a French film that came out in 1975 called Cousin Cuisine. And it's, I saw it when I was younger. Didn't stick. I got to be honest, when I watched the trailer for it this week, I'm like, yeah, no. I don't think I like that movie.
It's too weird.
Yeah. This movie, I think, did a better job of telling the story. And you had a great cast. Mm-hmm. And in that cast is someone who's actually a personal friend of mine, who's Mary Sean Young, who is gorgeous in it. And she plays...
Yeah, she is. She's beautiful. Yep.
She plays a pretty psycho woman at first who figures shit out by the third act. That she becomes a better person. And to be honest, the only person that doesn't have a positive, proactive character arc is William Peterson's character.
Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's kind of still an asshole at the end of the film. But that's sad. It makes you sad, you know, at the end, because he plays Tom.
Tom Hardy of all things. Tom Hardy.
Yeah, yeah, he's married to Maria, played by Isabella Rossellini, and Ted Danson plays Larry, who is married to Tish, played by Sean Young, and Ted Danson plays Larry. And so you have those two are the main couples in the story. And then you have the other sub-story of relationships between Norma Elandro, playing Edie, and her then second husband, George, played by George, the late George Coe. I love George Coe. Good fucking actor.
They do like to marry in this movie.
Yes, ironically, there's a movie, 2 Weddings and a Funeral. That's exactly what you have in this film.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You have three weddings. The kids that made out in the closet, they end up marrying them.
Hold on.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, 3 weddings and a funeral.
Here's the thing. The 2 kids meet each other on the first wedding, and they end up getting married.
But I like that. I really like that we get a movie not that long after this called 2 Weddings and a Funeral, which I like that movie too.
I know the one with Hugh Grant, and that has 4 weddings.
Oh, is it 4 weddings? 4 weddings and a funeral.
It's 4 weddings and a funeral.
Look, it's a movie I remember the title of at all is Lucky, because I ran into a personal situation like that where I went to a fitting for a wedding dress for one of my closest friends, and she's comes walking out in the wedding dress, and I suddenly got nauseous and I had to leave, and suddenly realized, oh crap, I have feelings for her. Oh, this is not good. And which had its own comedy of its own, because then she wanted to talk to me, and come to find out she had feelings for me. And my response to that was to flee Virginia and join the U.S. Army.
Oops.
So I like romantic comedies that are more in the real world. And this one is a real world kind of story, because the family is kind of fucked up in a realistic, funny way. Now, one of my favorite characters in the film is Mitch, the kid, the teenager, played by Keith Coogan. And
he's so fucked up.
He's an aspiring filmmaker, and he is going through this weird phase that even I went through a phase not too dissimilar to what he is, because I just wanted to rebel against everything. I didn't like people telling me how to think. Everybody wore Izod Lacoste, Nikes, Converse, etc. I wore Adidas tennis shoes, and I wore Lee jeans instead of Levi, and I wore Yves Saint Laurent ties made of silk, and my shirts were made by Arrow. Not popular, because I was a nonconformist. I've always been a nonconformist. And it seems somebody's calling me.
Yeah.
It says the state of Washington is calling me. I don't think I'm taking that.
Uh-oh.
There's a few people up there I don't like, so I don't know. I'll find out what that was about in a minute.
It's about John Cena.
John Cena. That was funny last night.
Yeah,
about last night. About last night. Another romantic comedy I like. Another one.
Right.
The Rob Lowe and fucking Jim Belushi. Good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. I have a message here.
But, what?
Got a message here.
Hey, Gary, guess what? I'm 69 subs from 2,000 subs on YouTube. 69.
Jesus Christ, Gary. I could wait a 50-year-old for a moment.
Cousin Cuisine, there is nothing like a family dinner. Look, man, I have sat around a lot of fucking tables with my family, and I can tell you they are the least favorite people to sit at a table with. Especially my mom when she gets into a discussion about something she knows nothing about. And much less how to say it, like the whole when she said Grand Prix instead of Grand Prix. And and that time we were talking about military hats. My brother Steve, my brother Mike, and I were talking about military hats. And she's, what my favorite was? This is how she talked, my mom. She goes, what my favorite hat was? I really like that one they call the cunt cap.
Oh my God.
And I did spit take with beer out my nose.
Be careful, Mom. There's
Like,
a beverage here.
Mom, there are children at the table.
Right. Damn.
It was funny. Custer wore Arrow shirts. I like that one.
Oh,
that's great.
Penny is here.
Hi, Penny.
Yes.
Hi, Penny.
Adidas Sambas, Campus, Stan Smiths, and Shell Toes rule over all Nike and Converse. Well, the only Converse I do like is Chuck Taylor's. I've always liked Chuck Taylor's since I was a kid.
My favorite female wrestler of all time wears Chuck Taylor's. AJ Lee. She had them Converse in every time she went in the ring.
I always consider myself a true nonconformist. I don't want to conform to anybody's idea of who I am, what I am, and what I wear. And so I wore things that nobody else wore. And I was punk when nobody else was punk in my school.
Did I just hear you say, I am what I am? Is that
Popeye, man, all the way. Gary making fun of someone pronouncing French. Parlez-vous français?
I just have that to say.
When I hear I am what I am, my brain goes to La Cage aux Folles. Cage Full of Fools.
La Cage aux Folles, yeah.
It was.
I like
the better version is the Birdcage.
I like the French one, but again, the American version is the better version.
I grew up with the stage production. Guys. You need to see the stage production. It's so much fun.
Well, whenever a French person wants to argue with me, I look at them. I said, "Look, you guys aren't really good about winning fights. So pick a fight with an American. Not the smartest move." That's just a mean joke about the French. The score was all right. Fuck off, dude. Stop putting Gambit stuff up. That annoys me.
It was you. It wasn't me.
I didn't do that.
Anima?
No, I'm not touching chat when you're here.
That's right. I have found the secret code to control Streamlabs. It was all, or excuse me, StreamYard. It's all me. I did it.
Yeah.
It's all me.
It's all you. You did this. Well, anyways, what I was going to say about last night that was funny for me was when you've never even heard of the Jerky Boys.
No,
and I'm like,
never have, and I'm going to have to research.
They're the ones who started it. They started the whole thing of the phone pranks. They started that whole shit. And then in the early 2000s, the guys with the keyboard with recordings of Arnold Schwarzenegger calling people at random, going,
wow.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Shut up, or I will punch you in your stomach. Like, these would be real responses they would play on a keyboard over the phone. It's funny as shit. You'd hear people getting fucking angry, like, I'll punch you in your fucking stomach. I love the.
I'm new to that
gradual
genre,
growth.
man. Yeah, that
man.
John Cena was the first one that I ever heard. So,
Yeah, that was late to the game. I mean, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm late to the game on that one. Yes.
No, but let's get into this. So now that fucking Gambit's like spoiling shit before I even get into it, you're a dick. You're a dick when you say the stuff before I say it. That annoys the shit out of me.
How do you spoil a 50-year-old movie, though?
So the film was directed by Joel Schumacher, first of all.
Yeah, I noticed that when I watched it this morning. Wow. Yeah.
And back in the 80s, what he was best known for was two films. St. Elmo's Fire. And come on, guys, anybody?
Batman, probably.
No, that was 90s.
Oh, in the 80s. Oh, shit.
I just want to know.
Two movies. Come on, two
I really
movies.
know about Schumacher until Batman.
Lost Boys. I give up. Lost Boys.
Okay. Why there are no nipples in this movie?
No nipples?
Yeah.
Padded bras, man. Padded bras.
We should have been nipple.
So although movie isn't identified as such, the locations that they chose to shoot at were in British Columbia, Vancouver, which was really one of the first major films. And I say major films, it was shot by a studio, but only for like $12 million budget, but that's 80s 12 million. And they shot in Vancouver. And because of the popularity of this film at the time, because it was a popular film in the 80s, back in 80s. This is 87, right? 87?
89.
Right, 89. So it's like right at the tail end of it. And right at that point, as we're going into the 90s, TV started to push towards shooting in Vancouver. And Hollywood has only itself to blame, because this is what we were talking about this week. Because who was it? Not Nate. Who was it? Dave, right?
Dave Cullen, yeah.
Was talking about it this week. Look, I have been talking about this problem with Hollywood for decades, that when movies start shooting in other locations to get away from being taxed and feed to death, there's a problem in Hollywood.
Yeah. That's why they're all moving out of there. Yeah.
That's right. And it's getting worse every fucking year. I cannot believe it was bad in the 1980s. And this film was one of the films that chose to shoot in Vancouver. And it's featured within the film as a character. And I thought it was really kind of cool the way they did that. But again, if you're paying attention to where it was shot and not the story, then it's not a very good movie. So this movie really relies on the dynamics of these relationships, and more so on some of the best casting I've ever seen for a movie like this. And I'm serious. Ted Danson, I couldn't imagine any other actor pulling that character off the way he did.
He didn't make many movies. He
wasn't a big movie actor. He was a TV
but when
actor.
he was in movies, he was really good. Yeah.
3 Men and a Little Baby.
Yeah.
Great fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like his movies of the 90s that he did with Whoopi Goldberg. He did one with her.
Well, you hate her. We all do.
No, it's just not a good movie. Ted Danson really, really needs to listen to his agent and stop going with his whims. But anyway, so Vancouver became a very featured thing. And because of this movie and its popularity, Vancouver became known to the rest of Hollywood. And they began moving productions up there And starting early in the 90s, you had shows like Forever Night, which was just basically became a Canadian production. Shot up there in Vancouver. And then you've got what was the other big show? X-Files.
Yep.
And they would try to shoot around British Columbia in places that looked like it was in the States. In fact, one of my favorite episodes took place in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I laughed. I'm like, that doesn't look anything like Fredericksburg, but fuck it. Yeah. It's quasi like Fredericksburg.
Man, you had the whole Stargate franchise that they shot up there. And that was a big one.
Well, everybody wanted to be in that movie, dude. Like, you know, Dale said it to me one time. He says, if you've got an actor who wants to boost his career, he wants to be in a military film. Yeah. Military films get actors a lot of attention. Like when we were going to make City of Fire, and we're going to be funded by Kurdistan to make this movie, the government of Kurdistan was going to fund us. One of the actors who is in talks with us to play the main character in it is Valdez, that played Fez on that 70s show.
Yeah,
because he was trying to change the trajectory of his career. Look how long it took him to get his career back. Now he's NCIS, man. Yeah. The minute he got on that show, he's doing better again.
He's back on TV and he's doing a good job. Yeah. I like that guy. I think he's a really cool dude.
But you got Ted Danson as the lead in this. You have Isabella Rossellini, who looks so much like her mother. And she has that same smile and just gorgeous eyes, you know, and she is so, I don't know what it is about her. You just want to hold her like she's fragile or something. Whenever you see her react to something, you just would go, oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? And she has that look. She feels a bit broken in this film. But yet she's strong as a character. She really is.
The two women are. I think the two women are.
Well, Sean Young's character is kind of nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
She is constantly looking for approval and she's looking for love. Sadly, in all the wrong places, like the song says.
Yeah, isn't she leaning on some friggin' positivity coach or some shit half the movie?
Yeah. She does get her shit together at the end, though.
Yeah.
Low self-esteem.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's what's great. Her character probably has the single greatest character arc in the film.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of this movie, she's a needy fucking person who doesn't even really knows what she wants.
Right.
Needs or who she really is. And you can see little hints of her personality coming out because she stands her ground with Tom's character when he comes to talk to her. And she goes, I'm in the middle of something and you just
yeah.
I like that because you see her character standing up for herself rather than being pushed over.
Her life.
Yeah, she's trying in her own way to learn how to have
and
that
she's
control.
The one later on that ends up leaving the relationship. She ends up leaving
that
him.
That is the character arc for her.
Yeah.
That she takes the initiative.
Yeah.
Whereas Tom's character regresses and is worse at the end of the film than he was at the beginning.
Yep.
And to him, he thinks, he thinks that somehow because he was willing to do these things, that his wife should just accept that. And Ted Danson teaches her that every single human being has a right to their happiness.
Yeah.
And it's not up to you to sacrifice.
Look, William Peterson is not a nice guy in this movie. He's an asshole.
No, he is not. He's a complete fucking
He's
jerk.
a complete asshole. And
this proves
he's always
how good
picking
actor
fights
he
with
is.
people. And
because in real life, he is like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a method actor, but he is a nice guy. And
he does a great job in this one, though. He is a dick.
Okay, before we enter into the slideshow, let me run the greetings videos. Snowdy, there you go.
So I've always joked.
Oh, I have one more to somebody who is not nice to me, but there you go.
Hey, Sweden.
They call me the Gambit.
There you go, Gambit. At last, you have your video.
So I've always said that that not everybody knew that Joel Schumacher was gay. But I always joke, just like that psycho thriller TV series, uh, Evil in America or whatever that show is called, and it's just, and it ends the opening scroll with just the words, "There were signs," and with him there were signs. First sign, this movie, he's gay.
Yeah,
he did this movie because this is the kind of film that either women direct or gay men direct these kinds of films. But I got to tell you, I still think this is a great fucking movie. This scene here, him, Tom is a fucking asshole, and he doesn't want her to get into his brand new BMW with this wet blanket. And finally, his wife, Isabella Rossellini, says, "Tom, it's a car."
It's not even completely wet. It's just her snuggle thingy that she needs to feel safe.
Her
It's a
whoopee
shitty
is
thing
what
to
we call
do
that.
to take that from.
Does anybody remember that? There was a nickname for that. It's called whoobies.
Don't know that one.
Well,
A
we have our
whoopee
own
is whatever that is, whether it's a teddy bear. For me, it was my Oscar the Grouch puppet. He had to be with me all the time when I was young, when all that shit was going down with the kidnapping, with my dad taking me and shit. That was my center cover. This is great because now he's got to run out into traffic to get the blanket that she let fly out the window.
Yeah.
And cars yelling, "Get on the road, you dumbass!" And he gets that, and also a doll or something, and something else fell out on the road, and he has to get that. So you see, Tom is a reluctant father. It's really what he is. He's the reluctant father. He's not the dad that loves doing what he does. And it's not that he's a bad dad. He is reluctant about having to do things with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of dads that are like that.
Well, to them, it's just what you do. You marry and you have kids, but he hasn't figured it out yet because he's all for his career and stuff.
Everything is a status thing with him too,
Yeah.
right? Everything's a status symbol with him. And I just like that. By the way, anybody who's ever been to big weddings like this with family, it pretty much nails it. There's always people just like this.
Never going to do that again, ever.
I despise going to weddings. And I despise a lot of the people in my family. I love them, but I don't want to be around them.
Those two guys that
Don't
were talking
worry, Gary.
about
Ours is not going to be like that.
That cracked me up and made me think of Wedding Crashers.
Oh, the two guys, right?
Yeah, and especially when they saw Sean Young, that one guy saying "wow," and the other dude goes, "Take the makeup and the clothes off, or what do you got?" He goes, "A really hot naked chick." What are you talking about?
Yeah, really hot naked chick. Gary wubs his whoopee. Now he spelled it correctly, so clearly you know what a whoopee is. So you've got this great wedding, and it's Ted Danson's father is marrying her, or uncle. I'm sorry, his uncle. The uncle that wants him to come into his junk business, and he's not interested. He likes doing what he does, which I forget what the fuck he even does in the movie.
He's a dance instructor.
Really,
he's a
that's
dance
right.
instructor. He's
not even a very good one. Not even a very good one. He's
right, and his son is artistic too, and he encourages him. Yeah,
he's artistic,
got the artistic
or
bent.
autistic, either one. Yeah, you could say autistic. And I like the kid. I got to be honest. I do like this kid in this movie. I thought he did a fair job on this role.
Yep.
And to be honest, I knew a lot of teenagers like him that were real fucking assholes, trying to find themselves, find out who they are, being nonconformist. And he doesn't seem to really grasp injury, that he's doing harm to other people. He doesn't seem to really even fucking understand or appreciate what he's doing at the time. But there's going to come a time where he's going to regret those things. And you see growth with him by the end of the film. But when he
still want to kill people?
Yeah. The Aunt Sophia is the single greatest character in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
her
she's
speaking
just
her fucking
of
Italian.
Everybody and everything.
And she says that one thing at one point that nun said to me, when she would say "escuch testadora," whatever that is.
Scuti testadura.
Yeah.
Hear me out, knucklehead.
Yeah. And she says something very similar to that in this film, and I thought that was funny.
We tried, we couldn't figure it out. It's not anywhere, and it doesn't sound like any Italian words.
No, you're talking about that scene, which I still not totally sure what she's saying there.
We just couldn't.
But I still think it's kind of funny because he says all this stuff, about killing people. I kind of want to kill somebody, and governments pay good money for that. It's like, what are you talking about? Are you insane?
Look at this observation from Alpha. Gary. I was a nonconformist. Also Gary.
You're not making the point. You're not making a point. I made the point. You're just echoing what I'm saying.
No, what this
absolutely. You're not like poking fun at me. No, I was fully aware when I said that, what I meant.
He wanted to bring it up in writing, Gary. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. But either way it goes, being a nonconformist is always funny to me because the minute I hear that, I think of Steve Martin. And Steve Martin came up with the nonconformist oath. And he would say to the crowd, repeat after me, I promise to be different. And the audience would go, I promise to be different. I promise to be unique. I promise to be unique. I promise not to repeat things other people say.
Right?
Steve Martin. And being a nonconformist is something that you commit to. You have to commit to it, meaning that you have to completely reject everything that other people think is the norm. And which is why, like, my humor could be really fucking gross when I was a teenager. And I know, because I told this to Anima the other day. I wanted to say something to somebody, and I wanted to say it in a way that nobody else would say. And somebody says, well, what do you want to go do this? And I turned to them and I said, I'd rather suck the shit out of a dead dog's asshole than go do that. And got some laughs, but when I look back on that, it's like, I think I could have found better ways of saying that, but it is what it is. It was me being a nonconformist.
Oh, now we have a breach.
Well, of course, there's a direct connection.
It had to be done. Okay, let me remember. Oh.
Hey, Bandit, this is Little Beaver. Put your foot on the floor. We got your back door, and I'm cleared.
That's a 10-4.
Oh boy.
And oh my God, and look, I've always considered Sean Young probably one of the prettiest actresses at the time. But God damn, Isabella Rossellini back during this period was the single most beautiful fucking actress I'd ever seen. And ironically, she has an odd face. And then you see like her daughter, who's coming up now. She's like 30 now, I think. She
Electra.
is.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. She's
holy
so
shit. They
beautiful.
call her Electra.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a popular name in Italy.
Ripped her heart out. Oh, I love this story about he's telling the kids about the serial killer.
Yeah, serial killer. Yeah.
The wedding killer.
So I do want to mention something about the score in this film because I love the music of this film. And one of the things I love the most out of this film was the repurposing of a classic song by Johnny Mercer called Tangerine, which is a beautiful song. And by the way, Isabella Rossellini and Johnny Mercer are both in the Gap Club. I like the ever-growing Gap Club. I'm going to create a counter for members of the Gap Club that people want to add. You can actually go to our website and you'll be able to add it once I get this widget put on there. So
are you going to add Arnold is the question here.
Yeah, Arnold's in it.
Yes.
I don't care if he got his teeth. No, the gap is still there. It's just hidden.
Yeah.
With the crowns he got. And I don't think he did braces. I think he did that with crowns. So anyway, the musical score was composed by Angelo Badalamenti. And a very popular composer who worked a lot with David Lynch. In fact, he scored the music to Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet in particular back in the 80s, going into the 90s. And I like his work. He is really in love with strings. He loves his strings. String arrangements, man. If you get a guy that really knows what he's doing, because what's his name that I like to talk about every once in a while, that knows how to, he loves doing swells. And John Barry. John Barry can do a swell like nobody's business with strings. Great with horn sections too, you know. But the fact is the guy absolutely can do string swells like nobody's business. John Williams is just a master of all of it. He does great swells as well. But so you've got some Henry Mancini-like musical cues in this film. And when you hear that, that means it's plucky. Henry Mancini is known for his plucky music to comedies, you know, romantic comedies or comedies, period. Henry Mancini, also known for writing the Pink Panther theme.
Oh, man. Doom, 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 doom. I mean, yeah, that's good. Slowly builds it, man, until it's like it's through the roof. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, well, when you watch the opening of the movie, it has that gentle introduction, the animation of the mist around the ruby or the pink diamond, and then you got the animated Pink Panther with the extended cigarette, you know, with the extension. Fucking clearly a play on David Niven, you know, and I just always like that. And by the way, in the animated series, the Pink Panther actually talked one time during the entire animated series, the Pink Panther. And do you know what style of voice he had? Posh London accent.
Ah!
And it was meant to be a nod to David Niven and to the actor who did the voice of Shere Khan, George Sanders.
Okay.
And I love that. I like as a kid, I got excited about that. I went, Dad, they made the Pink Panther talk like David Niven. My dad's like, great. Like, who cares?
Cool.
Why do you care about such weird shit? I'm a nerd. And of course, also the song has a beautiful waltz. And I like waltzes. I'm a big fan of the waltz. And there she is. This is before she took a hit with her career when she did Blue Velvet. And it made me sad because like, I don't know why, man. A lot of groups went after her for that role, saying that she was a proponent of abuse of women, shit like that. I'm playing a character. And how does that make me a proponent? I'm playing a character. Well, you should have no, that's not my job. I'm not the writer or the director. I'm just the actor picked to play the character. And I'm going to play the character the way I'm told to play it. Anima thought it was funny that his trumpet here sounded like a saxophone. But to me, it still sounded like it was a muted trumpet. Like he had.
Well, of course, it was muted because people are sleeping all around, but he plays it so soft that it really gets the saxophone sound.
And he keyed correctly, by the way. And he also did the
somebody showed him the finger
on the trumpet.
Yeah.
So what? I don't know if he knew. Yeah, I know.
Fuck off, Martin. It's what you call it.
But the other thing. If you've never heard the song Tangerine by Johnny Mercer, check that song out. It's one of my favorite songs that he ever did. So let's get into the budget again. So the budget for this film was right around 12 to 13 million. And it actually made 22 million at the box office. And the advertising was so much cheaper in the 80s than it is today. But it did not really do that much advertising for this film. I knew about it by word of mouth and the newspaper and on the news, because you had a lot of programs back in the day on television that did reviews. And if you wanted to, like, I paid attention to all the great TV critics. Like, well, the one we just lost, Gene Shalit was one of them. He loved this movie. Then Siskel and Ebert both liked this film. And then you had Arch Campbell, who I knew personally, because he was the local NBC affiliate out of Washington, D.C., that did not only movie reviews, he also did a lot of interviews, as well as hosting the Arch Campbell Film Festival, which was really important. It was really called the Arch Campbell Homegrown Film Festival, but he just eventually changed it to Film Festival because he started getting entrants from all over the country. And it was really good stuff. And so all the television critics were praising this movie for its brazenness to do a French comedy that was done like 15 years before. It's not one of those that came out and then they made it in America. This thing had been sitting stewing for years and forgotten for the most part.
Could it be that they expected it to do really well on video on demand, like home video? Because rom-coms are just made for watching them.
In 1989, that was not yet part of the marketing plan.
Okay.
But it ended up being a perk. And one of the movies that benefited from that was Blade Runner. Blade Runner was the first major flop that really became a hit on video when it came out. This is the one that threw me. Like, I'm like, if that's supposed to be Sean Young, no. No. Oh, no, that's a different woman. So he's fucking around with a lot of different women. And what it is he believes he's been caught at the wedding because that was the first and only time that they had done it, according to them.
However, unbeknownst to him, he had been caught years ago.
Yeah.
He knows everything.
Which really shows kind of, in my opinion, a weak character for her to have known that and not to have said something. But then you see the change in her. And what changes her? Falling in love with somebody for real. She fell in love with Tom, or not Tom. I'm sorry.
Larry.
Larry. Is it Larry?
Yeah,
Larry.
I think they both, Tom and Maria, they both were living the life they think is expected from them, not what they want. Right. Oh my God! Imagine a remake of this movie with today's sensibilities.
Oh, not gonna happen.
Yeah, and if anybody didn't see, I have had thousands of views on my post about Kirkman and what's his name that can't draw feet and hands. And I like Layfield, by the way. I like Layfield and I like Kirkman for the most part, but I think Kirkman's kind of an idiot. He's a one-trick pony kind of guy. And I remember, like, I made fun of Keith when he said this. Like, he says, I think that Kirkman would be the perfect person to take over DC or Marvel.
No.
And I looked at him and went, no. He doesn't know shit about comics. No. And if you don't believe me, go check out the Rob Layfield Kirkman commentary about DC, Marvel, and Supergirl, and you will see for yourself, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Neither of them. And I like both of them. I just think that they're functional idiots, which is what I think a lot of people are, functional idiots. It's like, I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I said, the minute he said, for a modern audience, I got angry. I went, tell me you're a dumbass without saying you're a dumbass. Say modern audience.
Dude.
That's what you do. You know what? And this is when I went into it. And by the way, I've been backed up by Dave Cullen, Nate, Gary Beekler, and who's the other guy that backed me up on this? because Nate's Mr. H. When I say Nate, I'm talking about Mr. H. They've all said the exact same thing that I said first, was that your average film goer that's going to make you the most money starts at the age 35 and above.
Yeah.
And why? Because they usually have a nuclear family. So they bring the family. So that's extra ticket sales.
Also, they have the money. Young people don't have the money to go to the theater anymore.
I'm getting to that. That's in a second. It's called a disposable income. You don't really start having a disposable income career-wise until you're in your mid-30s, usually. And so they've got that. With the kids, you are now building a new fan base for the next generation by doing this. I said, and Star Wars doesn't advertise to them. Who did they? 20-somethings. Those fucking idiots that were there for that publicity shot with Mando.
Yeah.
All 20-somethings, all vloggers, no parents.
All queer.
The only people.
Diverse.
Or diverse. We'll just say diverse. Because I'm just like, tell me you're an idiot without saying you're an idiot. Kathleen Kennedy does it every day. And yeah, she's going to be leaving eventually. I don't really care. Because who's it going to go into the hands of? Dave Filoni, who is, in my opinion, the last person to put the knife into George Lucas. Now, I just made fun of George Lucas today. You know, that George Lucas created Boba Fett and couldn't understand why everybody loved him. That is part of the flaw of who George Lucas is. George Lucas has what's in his head and then what's in the head of the fans that see what he creates. Two totally different universes. And that's why George Lucas was more of a problem to himself. And proof of that is when they showed in the making of documentary, when he walked up the storyboards for Phantom Menace, and he's pointing out this scene with Jar Jar Binks. And he said, what most people don't understand is when they see this scene, eventually you're going to understand that this is Jar Jar Binks' story. This is his story. In the original film, it was R2-D2 and C-3PO. This film, it's Jar Jar Binks. And I'm like,
he's the storyteller. Yeah. And in the original trilogy, it was R2-D2 and C-3PO. They were the storytellers. They were the ones that told the story.
Now, I think that if they had stuck with the way that Jar Jar was originally written, it would have had a completely different reaction to fans. But he chose to go with the goofy fucking way of talking. Like, Misa don't know.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's so silly.
You know, people are like, it's eugenics, it's racist. I went, look, it's not. No. It's not that. It's just making him sound stupid.
He should have been there the first movie, and in the second movie, he should, in a moment, have that dark revelation and speak correctly.
If you look at it in one of the scripts, there was a moment when Palpatine stops Jar Jar to thank him for his vote. He says, if it were not for you speaking out and voting for me, this might have ended completely differently. And they took it out. They took it out. But that is where the theory that he is a future Sith. And I'm like, you what?
I don't understand. I don't know why this Darth Jar Jar thing is just silly to me.
There's
people
potential
would love to make that canon, though. They would love to make it canon. I know. It's
when weird. You've got scenes like that one.
Yeah, I know.
And he does become a senator later, serving under the Emperor.
It would be like R2-D2 being a fucking Sith Lord. I mean, come on, man. You know, he is what he is. He's the comic relief.
Well, they do make him black. They do turn him black in the Family Guy Star Wars parodies.
Yeah, I think there's a Lego version of two where he's a Sith, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about with the afro. There is
no. No. There's I was talking about being dark. You know.
Yeah. So anyway, this movie, like I said before, grossed approximately $22 million at the box office. Not a massive hit, but it was a hit. And then, of course, with video sales, and there was no video on demand at this point. There was just point-to-point, sales of VHS to the rental houses, which, Family Video existed in. Did Blockbuster exist at this point in '89? I can't remember.
'89, yeah, it was around in.
I know Family Video did. But I don't know about Blockbuster.
Oh, well, I don't know if it was Blockbuster per se, the franchise, but I know we had a regular one on the corner in '89 for sure. We had one of those ones that if you lost the tape, it was $80, that kind of thing. Yeah, they definitely had the mom and pop video rentals were open.
I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm just looking.
I don't know.
Blockbuster was founded by David Cook and opened its first store in Dallas, Texas in October 19th of '85. So yeah, they did exist.
Oh, they were around.
Yeah, but I didn't see my first Blockbuster until '93 or '94.
Really?
Yeah, that was when I was in Cali, and when I came back to Illinois to go to college, real college, not the fake college, was in the '90s, and there we had Family Video. Because Family Video had been around for years. I mean, I've known Family Video since they started renting. First place I ever rented from was Family Video. But by the way, the kids in this movie are so adorable. I really do. I enjoy the crap out of these kid actors. They're not there for window dressing. They're actually interacting and doing shit. And it just is funny. I like the kids. I also like the way he acts towards his son. But I like even more when his dad, played by Lloyd Bridges, shows up and he starts getting after the boy. And he gets upset and he chastises his dad. And, don't talk to my son like that. And I'm like, no, he needs it because you don't discipline that kid at all. You just try to be his friend and supporter. And that kid needs a dad to tell him, shut the fuck up, you idiot. It's okay to say that to your kids when they're being a fucking idiot.
Yep.
And then you talk to them about it and you go, look, man, it's better to be thought stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Prove it, right? Yeah.
And remove all doubt.
Yeah.
I learned that from my dad. And so I would wait a lot of the times when I met people before I would start making some of my jokes. And as Jim Woodward and all of them would tell you, I had some really out there fucking jokes that were crude. Like I would rather suck the shit out of a dead dog's asshole than to do what you're wanting me to do, which is really gross, but it really got the point across, and it made them laugh. But I found less crass ways later. Although I've always liked going a little blue with my humor. Oh God, this is the scene right here. Oh, it breaks my heart. I got all weepy. This is when his uncle dies.
One moment he talks, the next moment he's dead.
He's gone.
Yeah,
he's talking.
He died at the peak of his happiness.
Yes, you couldn't make this man any happier.
Nope.
Surrounded by the people he loves.
Attempting CPR while he's lying in a hammock. Chances are no ribs.
Yeah, that was silly to me. I was like, man, get him out of the hammock, put him on the ground if you want it to be effective.
It's the 80s.
I do
they
have to admit,
that
back in the 80s, a lot less people knew CPR.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. Yeah.
So I love this. The trash truck.
Yes, at the funeral. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a trash man.
That line of black limousines come by, and then all of a sudden, the trash
truck. I fucking loved it. I loved it. I laughed so hard when I saw this. I did not expect that.
I love the description of Larry that the uncle gives to Maria. It says, he's a loser in everything except life.
Yep.
That was boom.
Yeah.
But it's very true.
Yeah.
Because, he's figured it all out on how to live, but he doesn't know how to do anything really. And I think that's one of the things that falling in love with Isabella Rossellini's character helps him develop. And in my opinion, Maria is the second best character arc in the film. Third is Larry. And last but not least is Maria's mother, because she finally shuts the fuck up and kisses him back. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
Stop being a pain in the ass. And I also love the character arc of Aunt Sophia, because she gets up and takes her fucking wedding gift back.
Yeah, she does.
Leaves.
Kiss my ass.
She finally stop complaining and just leave. Don't be a part of it.
She's so cranky all the time.
I love that character. I really do.
Yeah, but like you said, Gary, bitter people like that, they turn 100 years old. They just don't die.
Yeah. Yeah, they throw all of their negative energy onto everybody around them instead of themselves. They're externalizing all their anger and frustration, and they shorten the lives of everyone else around them. That people like that are like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? That they externalize all their frustration, so other people have to listen to it, increasing their stress levels, while she is releasing her stress by complaining.
Yep.
That's why they live to 100.
Yes. I'm a big believer in venting when you have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let that steam off. Yes, absolutely.
It's better to be perceived as cranky because you're constantly in letting go little things in little quantities than bottle it up and then explode and you lost half of your family in one reunion.
Are you speaking from experience, Martin?
Yeah, I was naturally a constant releaser of pressure, and some people indeed explain that to me. Say, I know you're not angry. You're doing that to not get angry. Yeah.
By the way, this is his big entrance, Lloyd Bridges' character. I love this entrance. He shows up at his brother's funeral.
Yep. With a couple of porn magazines for the nephew, right?
Yeah.
Great nephew. Yeah.
Not immediately for the nephew. They were for him at first. But he turns around and says, okay, I'm going for the real thing now.
But I did say this. I said this when I was talking to Anima yesterday when we watched the movie. I said, I have been a grumpy old man since I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
That's when I became cranky.
Some people are just old souls, man. You know,
I just have like a don't waste my fucking time mentality.
Yeah.
You know, and I just like really short with people.
Oh well, shit.
And I believe it's best to do
that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, him and his titty magazines.
Yes. What is wrong with being a dirty old man? What is wrong with that? Come on.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong with it back then. Apparently, people perceive there's something wrong with it now. Sorry, I don't.
Paramount.
They're pussified now.
Paramount is the studio that Gene Roddenberry built, because Paramount didn't really start eking in some money in the 70s until Star Trek.
Yeah,
and Star Trek made them a lot of fucking money.
Desilu Studios.
It's never going to be given a chance to die. So what's going to happen is they're going to try to revive the series by bringing people in who give a shit. We'll see. I don't have any faith whatsoever of it happening, but I'm always willing to take a chance.
We can do this.
As far as Star Wars go, Star Wars is even in worse shape, because Star Wars was destroyed from the inside out by terrible DEI hires that were hired into a thing called the Star Wars Writers Group, whose primary function was to make it gay and extra, extra lame.
And add woman after woman after woman to it.
Yeah,
to make it a girl brand.
Throw a woman into it, make her gay, and make her really, really lame, as South Park would say. And that's what she did. It's really what she did. She made everything stuck so much that she destroyed the brand.
The Acolyte.
I don't know if Star Wars can be saved without a more, like a 10-year fucking break to allow people to move on.
I hold out hope for Ryan Gosling. He's really popular right now, and hopefully Starfighter can start the road back. I'm not saying it'll save everything, but
either that or destroy his career.
And of course, Mr.
Stop.
H.
Don't
and
speak
Dave,
that into existence. No.
Mr. H. and Dave Cullen have both said that there's stuff coming out from no guarantee they're accurate, these sources, but saying that there are problems in the script. And again, girl power.
Oh my God.
Snorty
Marvel is trying to turn it around. They are trying, but
people don't want to see it in movies, the sounds, the vomiting. Oh, look, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't break ribs while doing CPR, you didn't do it right.
No.
You didn't went
right here.
Yeah.
I have
snapping bones.
I have broken ribs. I have separated a sternum.
Have you seen this thing they use now, man? The thumper they put on people? Wow.
Are they calling out for a war?
Oof. No, I mean, you could with this thing if you've ever seen it in action. My God.
Well, it's a good thing though because it saves manpower. They don't
Absolutely.
have to
I'm just saying the technology they use now is amazing, man.
Yeah.
They just bag them while this thumper's doing all the work. You know? It's crazy.
So Star Wars made lesbian space, which is cringeworthy. I know, because porn took years of cultivating lesbian porn, and it took Kathleen Kennedy to ruin it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was saying earlier, man, the Acolyte is peak what Kathleen Kennedy wanted out of that.
Hey, shaved ice. Yeah, shaved ice, man. I cannot stand ice with the 5 o'clock shadow. Nope, nothing wrong was being done to either of them in the past. I think movies usually get CPR wrong. No, hardly ever get it right. One, you can't do it right for real.
You can't do it on a live person. Yeah, you need a dummy to show it correct.
Yep.
Some of them do.
But now those woke tards have ruined our childhood. They've done damage. I don't think they ruined it, but they did damage. I agree. It's like they're like, why didn't Mando and Grogu movie do better? Because season 3.
That's about all.
Give me a better answer than that. Watch season 3. That's what destroyed Mandalorian Grogu. You can't just come back and act like it didn't happen. Which is what they're kind of hoping. No, sorry. People remember. The new machine has been sidelined currently by the FDA. It's called the Lucas machine I'm almost afraid to find out why it's called Lucas. They said it didn't change out. Oh, and it's not advantageous for most departments. I thought it was going to have something to do with not understanding Boba Fett. But anyway.
It stands for Land University Cardiopulmonary Assist System.
The fuck?
That's a mouthful.
The thumper.
But it's not about changing the outcome. It's about saving manpower.
A lot of things are a mouthful.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it better imitates the rhythm of the heart too. I mean, it's constant,
and it's
unwavering. You know,
it's just a mechanical process. You don't need actual people to do that.
So your response was Jesus Christ, and as a Catholic, I can say that's barely a snack, much less a mouthful.
Yeah. All right, I am done doing research for you, Gary. You just make everything dirty.
No, that was a joke about the Catholic wafers and wine. I mean, you don't even get a drink, you sip.
Tell that to the priest in my school.
No, I got it. I don't know if anybody else did.
Nah.
What? That's like that joke. This is like this rabbi is going to help his friend, the Catholic priest, by taking confessions over the Easter weekend. And so the priest tells me all you got to do is look on the list, and if the sin is not on the list, just lean up and lean out the door and ask anybody what the normal penance is for that sin. So he gets this girl in there who says that she had sex with the bishop, and he's like, really? And she's like, yes, like very unholy sexual congress, which was involved. There was anal. And he goes, oh my God. And he's looking through the list and he can't find anything. So he leans out of the confessional and he sees a little altar boy snuffing out candles. He goes, excuse me, little boy, what do you get for anal sex with the priest or bishop? And he says, oh, about 25 cents in a chocolate bar from Father Michael.
Oh my gosh. Bad Gary. Bad
Gary.
Aye.
I'm Catholic and I still found that joke fucking funny. It's like, what the fuck, man? Because I don't normally like people doing it because they're singling out. It's like every single career that involves working with children, there are predators there. I mean, a lot of them, not a few, a lot of them, because they gravitate to those kinds of jobs, working with children. Jobs where they're going to be trusted with children in particular. Let's see. What's amazing is about the film is that William Peterson and Sean Young are put together in order to render the chemistry so effortlessly. No, this is the other thing I like about this film. Every single character works, and every relationship in this film works.
Yeah,
this is a perfect film. It really is. It's a perfectly written film. It's a perfectly acted film. It's a perfectly directed film. And best of all, it's a perfectly cast film. There's not one person that was wrong or not quite right for a role. They were all perfect. And I couldn't imagine anybody else playing that part.
Yeah.
And when you do that, when you see a film and feel that way, that is a perfect movie. This is a perfect
great
movie.
job. Yeah. Lloyd Bridges has the best line in the movie too. He says, look, you got to decide whether you want your life to be chicken shit or chicken salad.
Yeah. And what is his response later, Ted Danson? I'm trying, if you don't mind, Dad, I'm trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Not exactly what I meant, son, but
okay.
I like your spirit. Ted Danson is so fucking perfect as Larry, man. He's great in this role. Mm-hmm. And what's even funnier is like I didn't think he could play a character better than I always forgot his name on Cheers. Malone.
Yeah.
And that is like one of the most perfect roles for him. He nailed it. And but boy, he's playing a character. And then watch him as kind of a womanizing simp in 3 Men and a Little Baby.
Yeah. He's the Don Juan of the bunch, right? Yeah.
He's a Don Juan, but he's also a fucking idiot.
Right. Yeah. He said, well,
he's
I was going to say, his character on Cheers, Malone, is a little bit of an idiot too, because he's a jock, you know.
He's not always catching on to things.
No.
But
he's smart in this movie. He's an artistic guy that teaches
creative.
Dance, and he's very creative, and he's a smart dude. Yeah, he did a good job on this. Yeah, absolutely.
Very
totally
much
different
love this
from
film.
the guy he plays on Cheers. Yeah.
And I love how Lloyd doesn't waste any fucking time. He wants his late brother's wife. He wants her.
Yep.
And what that is I believe that sort of touches into that thing that when you are really close brothers, you tend to have the same taste in women.
Yeah.
And you'll find a certain type that brothers tend to be, that gravitate towards it. My brother, Michael, and I, we both were attracted to psychopaths.
No doubt. Yeah.
I had to undo that, learn how to fucking start going for what attracts me and instead go for what interests me. And then I meet Danny and right back to psychopaths.
Kick ass.
Fuck off.
My brother and I, both of us.
Thank you for saying it, Gary. I was biting my tongue.
Both of us had our children.
You knew. No, he knew where I was going to go with that. It was hoping that I wouldn't go there with
it. My brother and I had our children.
I made it look like I wasn't going to do it, and I still did it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, we had our nuclear families with the first wives. That's where we produced the kids. The second wives were crazy, both of them. Barely lasted. My second one didn't last even a year. His second one didn't last 2 years, but his must have been crazier than mine because he swore off of white women after the second one. And he started going to interracial dating sites, and thank God he found Kim because she's an answer to prayer. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. That second wife, I never met her. I'm glad I didn't, though, because totally he swore off of white women after her.
I want to point out this is the beginning of the character arc for what's her name? Tish.
Yep.
Tish.
Because Tish has been very shallow, really, up to this point. And this is the point where she understands that she has failed in her marriage and that she's losing everything that she wants. And then you see Maria fucking, for some reason, empathize with her.
Because Maria tells her, we don't have an affair. We've been playing a game to get back at you guys, and it went too far. And Tish, seeing them together, realizes what she's been doing to other couples by sleeping around with him. And it hits her hard. And then she learns, hey, we've been playing a game to show you what you're doing. And that's when she starts learning.
But the problem is they played a game and accidentally fell in love.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it yet. And then it really starts to show like, oh shit, we're in love. This is real. Because up to this point, they have not slept together.
Not
they
even
played
kissed.
at it. No,
yeah,
not really.
They're just looking for revenge right now.
Also,
By
they
the
enjoy
way,
each other's company.
John, just to let you know, I once had a bad case of beer nuts, and eventually it became cotton balls. That's a bartender joke, by the way. So you, having been a bartender, should like that joke.
Yes, sir.
I'm not getting it, and I've worked many bars in my life.
Beer nuts. I'm making the term beer nuts, which are nuts you peanuts
put on the bar.
Put it in the bar in a bowl on the bar. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm making it sound like a medical condition.
Okay.
And I said, and beer nuts, which eventually got worse and became cotton balls, which is also a real thing that's not medical.
Beer nuts are $2.95. Deer nuts are under $1.
Deer nuts. I like that one. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Animal House. Flounder in the backseat of the car.
Can't live with them, can't shoot them. But I don't know if it was a comedian or if it was in a movie, but one person said, can't live with them, can't shoot them.
I don't know if it's shoot him or kill him, because I've heard it both ways. Which one did it first? What is this? Hold on. And Anima is right. One shouldn't run from one's own mistakes. Absolutely. It's a huge fuck up. It's eventually going to get you.
Yeah.
Would be silly. I remember the song very well since Cheers aired years ago. And I've always liked that song. The theme song of Cheers is a good song. I know the whole song. I actually have the whole song. I love this location here. Look at that. 3 different architectural styles right in one place. And this is the second wedding?
Yeah, isn't this at a place where there's several weddings going on? Isn't this like a wedding theme park or something?
It's horrifying. My night there.
Yeah, because I think at one point when they're walking through, they're talking with each other, Ted Danson and Isabella Rossellini, and they're walking through a Yiddish wedding, a fucking Jewish wedding. because they're all wearing yarmulkes, right? And they're
Yes, the
offering them
hostess
cake and
pointed
stuff
them
as they're
to the
walking
different
through, right?
circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a theme park where all they do is weddings at it. Because remember when they first walk in, they ask them the name they're looking for, and there's a whole list of them on a sign for which
And that is
direction
the
to go.
wedding of the kid.
Yeah.
Who is, I think it's a nephew of him. Because it's the same name, Kosinski.
Right.
Gosh, she's so gorgeous. Look at her. Anyway, so I wanted to point out something about this, which is very true. And that's the title of the tune. You know, I always want to go where everybody knows your name.
Yes.
And which leads me to a funny personal anecdote, which is I had to get a hold of Anima after this happened. I walked into the doctor's office and the entire medical staff goes, "Hi, Gary." And I went, "Oh, great. I'm the fucking norm of my doctor's office."
Of your doctor's office. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, you're there a lot. Of course, they know you. Also, you're always funny. That sticks in their mind.
Well, that's because they make me go there on a regular basis. I don't want to go there.
Nobody wants to go to the doctor. You think I want to go get my vaccines tomorrow? Fuck no.
To get refills on my medications, they make me go there. Like, they used to do 6 months. We'll see you in 6 months. Half a year. That's fine. Twice a year. Not today. No, it's look, patient care is medical farming is what that is. So that they have that constant cash crop through insurance and what have you.
It's a business.
Tom Arnold
It's
in
not
True
about
Lies is
healthcare.
probably the most well-known movie usage of can't live with him, can't kill him. Yep, that was it right there. That's the one. Tom Arnold is so fucking funny in that movie. I don't like Tom Arnold. I think he's a complete fucking sleazy cunt. But he's funny as shit.
He's great in that movie, dude. I couldn't imagine anybody else playing that part. It was
And
fantastic.
he tries to hide behind the telephone pole.
Oh my God.
He's trying to pull his ass in so it doesn't get shot. And when he does, it pushes his gut out. And he's pulling it in and it pushes his ass out. Funny as fucking shit, dude.
Oh, man.
And his reaction, the real reaction to Arnold breaking that window because he wasn't supposed to. And he shatters that fucking window. And Tom starts to say his line and then slowly looks at the window and then slowly looks back at him and finishes his dialogue. Yeah, that was fucking genius.
They just stayed in the scene. That was brilliant.
Consider it a divorce from Total Recall. Yeah. I'm going to go bang Melina. Maybe have a two-way with the three-titted girl. Pre-party too much for a fraternity formal. Coming back from bathroom at catering hall. Wound up in a wedding reception handshake line and spent an hour. Oh my God, that's fucking funny. Oh my God, that's fucking funny. I hope, well, the only question that a germaphobe thinks is, goddamn, I hope you washed your hands before you started shaking their hands. And then afterward.
Afterwards is the most important thing here, yeah.
Well, also before, because you went to the bathroom.
Well, yeah. Shaking all these hands is going to make them just as nasty again.
I was on M Street when they were filming that scene in Georgetown Park Mall, but didn't get to see any of the actors. That's interesting. Man, it's my old stomping ground. Georgetown, DC, Alexandria, Arlington. Man, I spent a lot of time. I'm from Fredericksburg. And that's what you did on the weekends. What do you do on the weekends in Fredericksburg? We go to DC. And I'm shitting you not. All of us would jump in the car and go to DC. I've never told that story on here, I don't think, of the night that hooker accosted me when we were in a car. Jim Woodward's driving. We were on 14th Street in DC. Alpha knows exactly where I'm talking about. That district on 14th Street. And she stuck her hand in and grabbed my crotch. And I just went, oh! And I looked up like, what the fuck is happening? You know? And I looked at her and she's like, yeah, baby. And she starts talking about like what she's going to do. And I looked at her and then in total panic, I turned and I looked at Jim, and Jim just looks at me and goes, I got this. He fucking throws it into gear and gasses it through the light. Her arm rips off my crotch, smacks the top of the car, and then hits the frame right next to my head here. And her whole arm hits me in the fucking face.
Damn.
And we're gassing down the fucking street. And she's like, you motherfucker. Yeah, Jim Woodward is not the best friend I ever had.
She could have ripped stuff off of you.
Yeah, it was worth it to Jim for the laugh. Like I told you, he's done things to me.
Yeah.
Like back when we were in 7th grade, like we're in lunch line. He's standing behind me. He goes, "Hey Gary, did you ever hear?" No, he's in front of me in line, and he says, and he turns around and goes, "You ever hear that if you crush?" No, that's what he says. Gary, cross your eyes. I went, why? You just cross them, and I went like that, and he reached around my head and smacked me on the head, and I went, hey, and he goes, no, they didn't stick. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? His teacher told us not to cross our eyes. If somebody hits you when your eyes are crossed, they might stick. And I went, and you tested on me. You tested
Right.
on me. He goes, hey, that's what friends are for. I think we need to compare notes on books.
Right.
Stuff. I don't think you're right.
Your interpretation of that statement is a little different than mine.
You didn't work with the French weirdo that I worked with once that was a chef. I don't think that guy knows what soap is. Schwarzenegger spent a lot of time in our campus gym during the filming. Also, he's another guy that grabbed my crotch. Let's see. Sean Young is currently not featured in any films. No, she's in a new movie. She's in a new horror film, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched the trailer.
We saw the trailer for it. It looks interesting.
Yeah. I've already forgotten it, to be honest. It's been a while.
I really love this. I'm logged into my browser, and when I went to look for Sean Young, it wants me to go through a security thing to make sure I'm not a bot. And I'm like, I'm logged in. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Every
Bots
browser does
create
this.
profiles, Gary. Bots create profiles too. So.
Well, that's when you check for it, is when they're creating it. So let's see. Sean is in a new movie. Let me find the name of this. And I don't think it's actually new. It's just now getting released. He's in The Dummy Detective, which came out last year, which I heard was really bad. Not her fault. She plays Dorothy Scarrett in Fragments of Olympus, The Vision of Nikola Tesla. It's in development right now. Stairway to the Stars, I think that's the one. Is that the one we saw? In a mythical place called Hollywood, where dreams of fame and fortune come and go, the only real thing left is friendship. Nope, that sounds pretty gay. It does not sound like.
Not it.
Which one is it? I don't remember what the name of the fucking movie was. And it's not here. I don't see the movie. Oh, she was in the Ouija Witch movie back in 23. That got a whopping huge score of 3.7.
Wow,
I feel bad when people I know that get relegated to low budget movies like that.
Here's a nightmare scenario. Did you read the synopsis of the movie Heather she was in 2024? Did you read that?
Hold on. 2024 Heather. Here we go. It's got a higher score. It's 5.1.
Yeah, but read the synopsis,
lured
dude.
into a kinky encounter by a provocative woman, only to discover she has undergone gender reassignment and was once the boy he terrorized in high school. Okay.
Okay.
Can you say sleepaway camp? Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Remember? Hey. Only fans of that movie will get this reference.
Is it right? Oh my God. Ugh. Scary. Oh.
I got to tell you, the movie was actually fun. Sleepaway Camp.
It's,
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
And the way they pulled that off was they did a cast of her face and put it on a boy at the end, stand there naked. And that's not a prosthetic penis. That was his real junk. But that's a fucked up ending to a movie.
Yeah, it is. That's a fucked up ending of that movie.
Oh my God. Do you know what we say in Northern Virginia when somebody's trying to turn a town into nothing but strip malls? We refer to that as Fairfaxing the town.
Fairfaxing the town.
Okay.
It's a real term in Virginia. It's like, man, they're trying to Fairfax it, because if you go to Fairfax, it's just chock full of fucking strip malls.
Wow.
Well, back in the 80s. And in fact, when we were fighting Roger Staubach, who was trying to have an airport built into Stafford, Virginia, so it was more convenient. There was already an airport, Fredericksburg, and there's one up north in Dulles, not that far. And it's like, you don't need this. But he wanted, because it's convenient, because he owned a house in Stafford, Virginia, where I lived. And so we fought him. And it was right before I left. I was part of the movement. I was working with my publishers at the magazine. And then I had to leave, and I never found out for years if we won or lost. We lost. Staubach got his airport. He greased the right pockets, man. Schwarzenegger used to be cool. I think he still is. I really do love the man. He fucked up and he apologized for saying what he said. Doesn't mean he still shouldn't be called out for it all the time, because he said something.
But he owned his mistake.
Screw your rights.
Your
freedom. And then he finds out, you fucking trusted the wrong people, Fauci. The World Health Organization, the CDC. You trusted the wrong fucking people. And at that point, I say, I can't really be angry at you, because you want to trust them.
Making mistakes is human, and he owned his mistake, so I'm fine with him.
Yes, he did. I am too, but I don't mind if people remind him. Keep him in check. It helps keep you in check. But man, Arnold Schwarzenegger seems to have gone crazy with this video game called Courtroom Chaos. I don't know what this is, but now I want to fucking go check it out. Courtroom Chaos, and Arnold likes it.
After the show.
I like his tanker game that he was involved with, because he owns tanks and likes to drive them around.
Well, he stole the tank when he was young to get to a bodybuilding competition. I love that.
One of my favorite stories, because he was in the Austrian army as a tanker, and he stole the tank, went to the competition, won the competition, brought it back. His commanding officer forgave him. I love that story. I just love that story. What movie is it where someone makes a scary face, someone slaps their back, and it stays in there? Oh, that's John Cusack movie. Isn't it John Cusack? Yeah. The little girl makes the face and she gets slapped, and when she pulls her, Anima hated that joke. She fucking hated that joke, that her face stuck in that shape. That was a John Cusack film, right?
I don't know.
Are you guys hearing me? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just want to make sure. Like, am I dead? Did I die?
No. You know, my brain has a trash department where stuff that I don't like immediately goes and it gets compressed and forgotten. It's very handy. So I absolutely don't remember. I usually like John Cusack stuff.
John Cusack. Pretty cool dude. Enjoy his stuff. Yes.
He's a fucking asshole.
He's a fucking dick.
Slap. This it reminds me of.
It's the one with the dog that's got the cone on the whole movie. And
is that part of Better Off Dead?
It seems like it's Better Off Dead, but no, it's not. It's but it's in that fucking vein.
Okay.
Movie.
He made a couple like that back then. Yeah.
And she's a Girl Scout, like a brownie. One Crazy Summer. It's the other
One
film.
Crazy Summer. Yeah. That one came out about the same time, too.
Hey, you better be careful. You know, if somebody slaps your back while you're making a face, it might stick. Then it happens. And she's like, so Sean is in a new movie. I didn't notice. She's in a few. She's in, I'll do it again here because she's got a few things coming out. The sad thing is she's relegated to roles she's much better than. And the irony is when she started out, she couldn't act. She didn't know how to act. And my friend Katie Haber was in charge of teaching her how to act for the movie Blade Runner, just for her role. She's one who taught her how to move and everything, how to say her lines, how to do the cigarette lighter scene. Remember that? Where she brings the lighter up to the side of her face, looks over at it, and then lights it, and then back at her cigarette. That was all planned.
How did she get cast for a movie like that when she was not able to act?
Her look is what got her cast. She looked like Rachel.
Okay.
She looked like the character. And Redley said, we have to have her. We could teach her to act. And that's what they did. And he put Katie in charge of teaching her how to play the part. Not how to act, but how to play that part. And she eventually started taking real acting lessons. But the problem is, you know, she went through some shit. She really did. She had some leading men who are fucking assholes. One of them, Harrison Ford. And that's part of the reason why I didn't want to interview him, because what he did to her, I thought was fucking wrong. And then after reading Carrie Fisher's story, I'm like, I really started disliking Harrison Ford as a person with what he did to her. And she was fucking nice about it. I wouldn't have been. Like, if she were my sister, I would have beat the fuck out of Harrison Ford for what he did. Because that, you know, that's what you do for your sister. So we've got that movie Heather that came out in 24. You got The Dummy Detective, which looked really bad, but it looked entertaining, so it was probably fun. She was the voice of Susan Cabot in the movie Wasp Woman, Murder of a Bee movie star. And I'm assuming it's a narrative thing. She was in a movie called Nick and Nicky I've never heard of. Now, I do know this one because this has been featured on Corridor Crew. Ape X Mecha Ape, New World Order. And the effects in it, like, just tickle the guys at fucking Corridor Crew. They love talking about that company's movies and how bad they are. But how they put so much effort, because he says, you know, I see this, and as goofy as this looks, what we just watched here, one guy put a lot of fucking work into doing that just to get it to look bad. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but Corridor Crew, good show.
No.
You do. You watch it with me. It's the special effects guys that sit and talk about CG special effects. And
Corridor Crew.
Corridor Crew.
Oh, yeah, well, we watch a ton of their videos. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And they love talking about the Ape Kong movies done by what is that studio that makes those really bad ones? They're ripoffs of other movies.
What I remember is that one video that they made where the dude that apparently lives with them just walks around in the background in boxer shorts. That was a little weird. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Like, what is he doing? And they are completely unaware that he's there.
Studio that
Asylum.
That's it. Asylum. That's it. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, is this the scene where she walks into the dealership?
Yeah.
He goes, can I sell? I will sell you whatever you want, man. Break out the wine or champagne. And she goes, I'm here just to talk to Tom. Yeah, he regretted it. And he apologized for it. A lot of people have selective memory. They don't remember him apologizing for it. But as a diehard Arnold fan, I listen to pretty much every fucking video he puts out. I subscribe to all of his channels. I fucking love that guy. I mean, he had such an influence and impact on me as a person when I was younger. I was told if he kept doing that, he'd go blind. Well, the only way you go blind is if you shoot yourself in the eye. But man, honestly, what the hell is wrong with Schwarzenegger?
Nothing anymore.
He looks rough, though. I will say that when you see him, you can see that there's some problems with his spine.
He's getting old, and he wasn't kind to his body growing up.
Yeah. But I saw a funny video yesterday of him where he's walking towards these doors at one of the bodybuilding events. And as he's going towards the double doors, and there's a frame going down the middle of the door frame. So there's like when it goes through for it to lock, the double doors to lock. So as he's going through, he puts his arms out a little bit, just slightly the points out, and he runs into the door frame and he goes, trying to force his way through the door. And then he goes, he backs up and he slowly turns sideways and goes to the door. Funny. He hasn't lost his sense of humor. I fucking love that about him. All those 4-story apartment buildings that look the same, covered in vinyl siding and wood, the densification of a town. Oh my God. It's a play on the word of the term gentrification. Denver. It's
okay.
It's got crap plastic siding on it. Yeah, it's a Denver thing. I'm gonna have to tell that to Lauren because she's from Denver.
Oh, please do.
Washington National. Arnold's son is an absolute stud. I like all of his kids. I got to be honest. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all serious people, and all devoutly Catholic, Christian. And what's funny is the impact he had on Chris Pratt, becoming the father-in-law of Chris Pratt, but also the impact that Chris Pratt's had on him. And I think that's really cool. Fuck you, freedom. Check it out, man. Courtroom Chaos is available. Well, that's because a lot of people bought the bullshit that if you get the shot, you can't spread the disease. It was a lie. The flat out fucking lie.
It was never about spreading it. It was about not getting it, or if you get it mild.
They were saying that you could not catch it or spread it if you had the injection.
That was the first thing they said.
Not
it
here,
was a fucking lie.
Oh, CNN, their anchors even said with if you take the vaccine, you have not to use the mouth covering, the mask.
Yeah, and then they reneged on that later.
Yeah,
they told you completely different stuff than us here.
And then Fauci said that masks don't work, but everybody needs to mask.
Yeah,
he admitted that it doesn't work. That the masks don't work the way you're thinking. If you want a mask that'll keep you from getting that disease, you have to wear a body condom with a non-rebreather. Fucking stupid.
Well, if the masks were about not spreading it to others, not for your own protection.
Exactly.
Yeah, it still doesn't work that way. And wanted to do it. Let's see. Harrison Ford is a prick. Yes. Now I've always known he was prickly. But after I read what he did to Carrie Fisher and knew what he did to Sean Young, I had zero interest in ever talking to that guy. I have to want to like somebody to want to interview him. And I don't ever say that. This will probably be the only time I'm going to bring it up. That's the main reason why I never wanted to interview him. Harrison Ford might act like a prick sometimes. He's funny. I think he's a cranky old man. But it's the other things about him I don't like. He cheated on all of his wives, man. Asylum has a channel with all their crap knockoffs on Roku. That's fucking awesome. You can get a channel on Roku. Anybody can. I was actually tempted because Keith and I talked about it for a while, about getting a Roku channel. No, Anima, for the first 3 weeks, all they did say you can't transmit it if you're vaccinated. Then said because that's what we were getting here in the US. Fucking bullshit lies.
And I was just saying what we were told here, and I was in Croatia at the time. So
it is a movie I will never watch, buddy. I'm never going to watch it. I've seen parts of it.
But
I know what it's about. I found it. It's the Dennis Hopper character.
Look, you might
I've
like
found
that movie,
it is-
Gambit, but wonderful is not a way to describe that movie.
Well, describe that movie because it's dark, surreal, and horrifying.
There's
but
nothing wonderful about that movie.
I
No.
found it's disturbing.
Yes.
Is the term I would use for it, and it was too disturbing for me. I just wasn't interested in it.
Another movie
And
like that. For me
enough.
is, I'm sorry.
And I've watched field surgeries. You know, it's like it's not anything to do with that. It has to do with character. And Dennis Hopper's character, I knew people like him,
Oh,
and I didn't want to watch movies about people like that.
I tell you, there's a movie like that for me that I watched once and I'll never watch it again. That's Nicolas Cage and 8mm. I know that side of life exists, but I don't need to watch it. You know what I mean? It's just
it's a
good
I went to
movie,
see that movie.
but
It's a dark movie. It's disturbing,
Yep.
but it was ruined in one scene.
ruined, Brian.
It really was. And yes, like Stewie says, ruined, Brian, ruined. The movie became stupid the minute he shows up in that warehouse with the film on him.
Every time I bring up that movie, you do say that. Yeah, it is stupid. Yeah, you don't
There's
bring
no logic to that.
you don't bring the source
You've
of
just
the negotiation with
guaranteed-
you. Yeah,
You've guaranteed everybody's death.
yeah.
That doesn't work for the bad guys.
He should have sent that tape to the Marx Brothers.
I should have sent it to the Marx Brothers.
But the way you negotiate in a deal like that is I put it there, you show photographic proof or video proof that you did it, and then you say, I will give you the key and tell you the location once we're out of here. Well, no fucking way. It's like, that's the deal. Otherwise, you get nothing.
Yeah, you don't get shit.
And if I don't show up, I have somebody assigned to release that to the public press. If not, that's how you negotiate that moment. Not walk into the warehouse with the bad guys holding your friend hostage,
Right.
and go, here's your film, send him over. Oh, then all I have to do is shoot you from here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well thought out.
My favorite
Great
negotiation in any movie is 8 Million Ways to Die in that fucking warehouse. That is so awesome. He had Andy Garcia whining like a little bitch. It was hilarious.
Jeff Bridges is good in that film.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that the character Jeff Bridges plays in that movie. There's a sequel to that film, but it's not officially a sequel.
Mm.
And it's called A Walk Among the Tombstones with Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson is playing the exact same character.
The alcoholic cop.
The events of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait,
That's
what was this? By the way, hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Wild at Heart is another disturbing film. I was really bothered by the head wound scene. I found it because I've been there. I've seen that, and I don't want to watch it in movies. They keep doing that in Man on a High Castle. People stop bringing your film tape leverage to the meeting with the bad guys. Yeah, dumb. There it is. He grabs her and kisses her, and that was Grandpa's moment.
Yep.
I love this scene at the junkyard. And the kid is finally inspired by somebody, his grandfather.
Yep.
And that's the scene where she asks him, do you still want to kill people? And he says, no, that's too stupid. He's over
that's
that.
too stupid. Yeah.
And of course, this is the wedding where she gets angry, gets up, and takes her, and he says, that's it, I'm taking back my gift and leaving. She left and took her
She's
gift.
digging through that pile of presents to find hers. That was funny. Because up to that point, she was only angry with everything and everyone. And now she's finally taking an action.
Yeah, that was, I brought that up earlier. Yeah. Oh, by the way, well, they only mentioned the films that were made up to about 1990 or shows. And they didn't bring up Straight Story because that was like 9 years later. And yeah, he pretty much was David Lynch's composer. They liked working together. Mulholland Drive, I was less disturbed by that film. But, and that's even with the weird fucking performance by Robert Blake, who's fucking creepy as shit in that movie. But I tell people all the time, it's a worthwhile film to watch.
Yeah, that's one that slipped through the cracks for me. I need to watch it. I keep hearing it's good, but the getting married. They don't even get done with the vows before he's macking on her.
No, that's not the movie. That's not the movie I'm thinking of. I'm conflating another film by Lynch called Something Highway. I'm looking up. Something Highway.
Is it me, or does this look like something out of Steel Magnolias? I thought this when I watched it. Big party, you know.
I did get a French feeling, though, for big parts of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they might have done that because the original is a French movie. Like in the
Lost
music,
Highway.
you have the accordion stuff.
Yeah.
Lost Highway is the film I was trying to think of. Lost Highway is the one with Robert Blake in it.
Gotcha.
And he's creepy as shit in that movie. Like I even have a photo of it here. Hold on. It's one of the films with Patricia Arquette playing a sexy femme fatale character in it. But Robert Blake's character with the fucking white makeup. Oh. There he is. Robert Blake. God damn, he's so creepy in this fucking movie. All right, let me pause this. Lost Highway, Robert Blake.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a silent movie vampire. The makeup they did.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
That is. I admit it, though. I do like Lost Highway, and I like Mulholland Falls. I like both films. Not a fan of the other two that were brought up, but I like. I'm a big fan of David Lynch, man. I think he's a very good filmmaker. He's a compelling filmmaker. By the way, let me go find her. Isabella Rossellini. You ain't find it. Daughter.
I don't think we've done French Kiss.
No, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, but we
Kevin
haven't
Kline,
discussed it on here.
Kevin Kline, I've talked about it with you. Told you about it. Kevin Kline, spot on French accent, is a criminal of some sort, and he's being pursued slowly by Jean Reno, who is a major inspector for the French gendarme, and they also have an odd friendship, the two of them, a bond, and he meets this crazy American girl played by Meg Ryan, and then you find out more towards the end of the film that there's more to this character than what you think. She is there. It's the second movie she did where she's obsessed with a man she wants to marry and goes to France to deal with it. The other film she did that with, I can't remember the name of the film, but they flip it and it's the dude that's doing it this time. And it is a film with Matthew Broderick and her. And Matthew Broderick comes to France to get his fiance, and she's already there spying on her ex. And it's just a fucking weird film. And it's a comedy, and it's good. And it's fucking good. I like Meg Ryan's old movies. The French Kiss is a very good film. From the start, he collaborated with other songwriters in 1960. In fact, one of the things I love about the movie French Kiss is the French version of Across the Sea. I love the French version of that song. Somewhere Across the Sea. Bobby Darin made that song famous.
Bobby Darin. One of my dad's heroes.
Died young. Horrible medical issue. And again, go to YouTube and check out the song Tangerine. Sung by Johnny Mercer. She tells everybody to dance. That was funny.
Yeah.
Nina Simone, Shirley Bassey, 1970. Co-wrote the song I Hold No Grudge. Simone's album High Priestess of Soul. In 1968, he and Sammy Kahn wrote I've Been Loved for Bassey's album, This Is My Life. You know what really shocked me? There is a songwriter who wrote a lot of songs performed by Frankie Valli, who still writes modern music that's popular. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I got to hear some of the samples. I'm like, I don't like it, but damn it, that's cool.
Right.
This is such a happy ending of this film because they give you the wrap up visually rather than through dialogue. And it's them getting up and getting on this sailboat to go sailing together. And then it cuts to a different angle to show the restaurant is their restaurant now, Maria's. And so they bought the restaurant that they talked about that they would close to go sailing. They would put a sign, closed to go sailing.
Right.
It's like, Anima goes, but that's not very responsible. If you own a restaurant, you can't be doing that.
That's not a restaurant. But if you want to make money,
tell me you're Austrian without saying. Tell me you're Austrian without saying you're Austrian.
No, that's not just an Austrian experience. Remember, I worked in Croatia for 5 years, and it's the same fucking thing.
I know. It's just funny when you said it. It made me giggle.
There are shows where professionals go to failing restaurants because people open them who think exactly like this and don't have any idea of how to run these businesses. That's what makes it funny. That there are actual TV shows and people making money off of people like this. We have no idea why it doesn't work. I like that shit.
Ian Badalamenti sent his services to the British synth pop. Oh, Pet Shop Boys. Yes, I know about this one. Orchestrating It Could Happen Here. Yeah. I like the Pet Shop Boys anyway.
Yeah,
I like that new wave. I like new wave, man. A lot of good music came out of the late 70s going into the 80s. You had new wave itself. You had some great punk too. And you had punk that was borderline popular punk, which was The Clash.
Yeah.
If you wanted to hardcore punk, you would listen to other bands, you know. And I just forgot their name. Sex Pistols, you know, shit like that. I was more of a Ramones guy, and I really liked the Ramones. If you are ever in Potsdam, there's a good Croatian restaurant I've eaten at quite a few times. Very cool. I was a huge Bauhaus and the Love and Rockets fan. Oh man. I remember when I took one of my scripts to I just forgot the name of the publisher for Love and Rockets. It's a Seattle publisher. I took that to him and I offended their sensibilities with my military comic. They were like, if they were standing in front of me, they would have held it like this at a distance. They would have been holding it away from them like a dirty diaper. My comic.
That's funny. Well, if I hear Bauhaus, that's one of the two hardware store chains that we have. One is Bauhaus, the other one is Obi.
So sweet, black and white video camera. Bad Brains is far more hardcore, Rastafarian punk. Well, that was what made the Police so interesting, was they took punk and brought in great melodies and then added that whole reggae mix.
I thought it was called ska, the music style.
No, ska is horns. No. Okay. Not that they didn't have horns in some stuff. Demolition Man has horns in it in particular. But no, they took a mixture of punk, reggae, and fused a little jazz in there. A lot of 7th, 8th, and even a 13th chord. Which I'm like, you can't do that with one hand. You can't play a 13th with one hand. It's impossible. You have to do that with the second hand. And that's fucking Sting. Sting came up playing jazz. It's where he got the name Sting from, because he was a bassist for a jazz band. And he wore a big sweater that went down to his knees that had black and white stripes or black and yellow stripes going around it. So he got the nickname Sting. He liked it so much that he says, "But even my children call me that." And I'm like, they call you that, not call you Dad? Somebody, not a very good parent. I've seen the Bad Brains play at least 20 times. I've played with all the DC bands from back then. Friends with lots of guys from Discord Records, a couple friends and all that. I fucking went to the same record store at the same time as Steve Niles, 30 Days of Night. Steve Niles. And we're friends. And we found out we shopped at the same record store and we played in bands in the same area. And he said the name of his band. I said, "Nope, never heard of it." And I said the name of my band. He went, "Nope, never heard of it." And we went, "That's so typical from the 80s, like all these bands." Yeah. And I mean, I was playing in several bands at the time. I played for first the Smelly Pubes, and then I went on to play for Casual Display. And then they broke up because the lead singer got busted for cocaine possession. Guy I went to high school with. And he went to
couldn't
prison.
have happened to a better guy either, right?
Yeah, he was a good guy. I liked him a lot.
Oh,
he just liked cocaine. He just liked cocaine, man. And
or cocaine.
And then I went to that band with Keller Williams and Danny Martellino, which we didn't have a name at first until I pointed out that we were doing several covers of The Cure. Like I'm like I think it was like an inordinate amount of like 4, maybe 5 covers by The Cure. And I said, "Hey, we're doing so many Cure songs. Why don't we just call ourselves The Symptoms?" And they were like, "Oh," and I went, "No, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke." "Oh, it's our name now. It's our name now." Okay, I did it.
Symptoms, nice.
And we were a good band, man. We really worked well. I can really do backing vocals. I like doing backing vocals because I can yell in key. Animus heard it. Tell them.
Well, yeah, the only thing that you need to pay attention to is that you're far enough away from the microphone so you don't break it with your yelling.
So I don't break it. Well, that wasn't a cardioid diaphragm microphone that I used. It was your standard mic that you have for backup singers in a band. The pro mic is the lead singer's mic.
Hi, Tim.
And that was Keller for the most part. Hi, Tim.
No Kitty. She's asleep. The heat is getting a bit to her.
Okay, let me find a fitting video for Tim. Here we go.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Timmy!
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 So at this point, I need this.
Get over it!
Yes, get on with it.
Didn't play for me again.
It's just
No?
No. The others did. Yours didn't.
But
It's in the studio. It's not me.
I heard it.
You didn't hear it. She didn't hear it. I did.
Timmy. All right, boys and girls. I got to go. Got a show in half an hour.
Arrivederci. Amen.
See you later. Thanks for dropping by last night, man. That was a lot of fun.
You
I
bet,
will
buddy. It was
definitely
fun.
remember to send you the Tuesday night invitations from now on. Okie dokie, buddy.
Groovy news. You bet, man.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right, let me open this.
Tim, we're having a heat wave. We're going to reach 40 in the next couple days.
All right, I'm going to play this song for you guys. You can hear this. This is one of my punk songs I wrote many years ago with Jim Woodward. He didn't write it with me. He played with me on the song. And I wrote all the chords, and he played it exactly the way I wrote it, which is really, I got to be honest, when you listen to it, I like the punk from the movie Repo Man. That was my favorite punk. I like Black Flag, shit like that, you know. And so that's the way I wrote punk. I like the funny punk. And so this is my song, Dead Mouse in My Room. And Jim enjoyed this when I played it for me. He goes, "That's the fucking song." I went, "Yeah, I know. I wrote that fucking song." All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? Can you handle this? Can you handle it? Can you handle it? All right. Can you hear it okay?
Yep.
Shit a guy has to take. Grandpa started on the television. Dried ass turkey cooked with microvision. There's something I forgot back in my room. Why can't I remember what I left in my room? There's a dead mouse in my room. There's a dead mouse in my room. There's a dead mouse in my room. And it smells like shit!
And as serious as my music is when I'm writing it, that I wrote something so frivolous as a dead mouse in my room, which was a true story. There really was a dead mouse in my room.
Ew.
It had gotten into my trash can, and I left it. Well, my roommate left an open jar of scraped out peanut butter, but there's still residue in there, and that smell. They got the mouse, and it fell into it and died. And when we got back from Christmas break, it stank so bad.
That's why you always take out the trash before leaving for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You are asking for that.
Yeah, but if they had done that, we wouldn't have a nice song.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of Iggy Pop's Repo Man song, Black Flag. It's just, is in that vein, and I like writing shit like that. I just like it. I like punk. It's one of those things I enjoyed. I wrote several punk songs, including that song, The Queen of Trailer Trash Babble. And Babble is spelled not like Babel, but Babble, like in somebody who says stupid shit all the time, babbling. She constantly did that. She would show up to our band practice, this girl. She tried out for the band as a singer. She was awful. But then we couldn't get rid of her. And like one night we found her in the house, because we lived in a house, a group house. And I woke up. I was the first one to wake up, and I'm like, okay, who's rummaging around? Everybody's in bed. I was the last one to go to bed. So I go out there and I'm like, hello? And she pokes her head out of our laundry room. And I'm like, why are you here? She goes, oh, I just thought I'd come over and do my laundry. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it's closer to 2. That doesn't make it better. Like, what's going on? She goes, well, I didn't like the laundromat. I was feeling uncomfortable, and you guys, I feel safe around you. And I said, yeah, but you had to walk here from the other side of campus. She goes, I know, well, but I came, and she pulls out a pair of scissors from her fucking sweater jacket. That this is not it. Okay, this is short blade. Hers was about that long. They were shears for sewing and shit and cloth. And she pulled that out, and that made me very fucking uncomfortable. Now, of course, by this point, Brian and Joe had walked out into the living room because we're a band. We all live together. It's like the Monkees. And the name of the band, that was the band Sobek. That was a fun band. But until I threatened to kill the guitarist. And he did not live with us. He lived with his girlfriend. He was the Russian guy, Sergei Dubovik. My name is Sergei. I came to America. First thing I did, I got on welfare. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hence, when I kicked him out of the band, technically I chased him out of the band physically. And I wrote a song about him called Commies on Welfare. Pink and with a cheese line, pink and with a cheese line. But I like punk. It's a fun style of music. But I ended up writing some serious music with those guys, and we actually rehearsed some of the original songs I wrote. And Michelle, who became our lead singer, she really liked it, and she sounded like Natalie Merchant. She had one of those amazing voices. And the reason why I wanted to kill him was because he said to her, quote, Sergei turned to her and says, you'd be great at front of band if you weren't so fat. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to her? Nice, Gary. Definitely had that mid to 80s North Cali punk sound. Absolutely my favorite sound, man. And Iggy Pop, when he did that song Repo Man for the movie Repo Man, that's my favorite movie soundtrack of all time. Every single song. Like the Descendants and the other people up there. Yeah. And, I got into, because of Matt McGuire, my buddy that's in the band Guar, he introduced me to the Dead Kennedys and the Dead Milkmen. I said, what's with the bands with dead in their title? That's just weird. Dead Milkmen, Dead Kennedys. What was that one song? Surf in Vietnam. Anybody in the chat remember that song? The only thing better than that song is the song Skeet Surfing from Val Kilmer's Top Secret movie. I fucking loved Dead Kennedys. Fucking God, man. Some great fucking bands back then. Honestly, not a huge fan of punk, though I did used to listen to the Repo Man sound. The Repo, like, to me, it's like when I'm talking about AC/DC, like someone goes, "Oh, you like AC/DC?" Yeah, I fucking love them. Oh, what's your favorite album? I'm like, their only album, Back in Black. You know, no, they did other. No, I see what they did was they tried to recreate Back in Black. That's all they've done. Their whole entire career as a band, try to recreate that one album, and they did it right the first time. It's a perfect fucking rock album, absolute solid. Every song on that album, just amazing. Hell's Bells, Have a Drink on Me. Oh my God, I fucking love that album, dude. I enjoy it when I get to go on with Christian Delorme and get to talk about music, because we don't talk about it that much on the show, and I wish we would, because I fucking love classic rock, punk rock, new wave. I mean, that was my shit, man. I was a drummer, and if anybody wanted me to play drums with them, I would fucking jump in and play with them. I didn't care if it was punk, new wave, classic rock, rockabilly, blues. All I know is I did ask Jim Lawrence, you know, when I jumped in, which you've seen the photos of me on the drum set for that day, and he's in the photo. I said, hey, I've been playing for like 2 hours with other bands. I said, my arms are really getting sore. Can you take it easy and not do any blues shuffles for a bit? He turned around. First song he did was a blues shuffle. And I remember I was behind him like, you motherfucker. It's like he didn't quite hear me or didn't understand what I said. I'm like, God damn, man. And I like the surf punk stuff. It's some of my favorite shit. Oh yeah, speaking of Eritreans and Ethiopians, we know each other so well. I'm not following that conversation. What's this? Keep soldiering on, Joey boy. Gives him an American military welcome. Actually, I like a lot of Bon Scott. Yeah, Bon Scott's early work, you know, before what happened to him. He had a great voice. And, you know, I showed it to Anima the other day, and she was shocked when I played. I just forget his name. Help me here. Lead singer that took Bon Scott's place.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Give me a second.
My
Brian
brain
Johnson.
is too hot to find.
Brian Johnson. So Brian sang kind of 70s pop rock. Not like, you know, bubblegum pop, but like rock, but that had pop swing to it, you know, that could be listened to on radio. And he had one of those voices. And I'm like, only when he hit us, and I played it for you the other day. Remember that when I showed you him singing, not doing AC/DC style singing, but doing rock singing. And he had this amazing fucking voice and range.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's really good. Let me go see if I can find it. I'll go to YouTube real quick. And I'll share it in the chat with you guys. Brian Johnson. There we go. Before AC/DC. Let's see if I can find it. And there it is. It was on a German television program. And we watched it the other day. Here we go. I'm getting it now. Get it done. It's kind of a Three Dog Night kind of style rock song. So here you go. Brian Johnson before AC/DC. Here you guys go. Putting it in the main chat first. Boom. There. Now it's up there. And I'll put it in the private chat if you two want to check it out. There you go. He's got a good voice, man. But I've always liked him. I just liked, there was a schoolyard feel to that fucking rock. Stomp rock, as some people call it. I fucking like it. I like stomp rock. I liked it when Queen did their version of stomp rock. You guys know what that is, right? What the Queen's stomp rock song is? We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
It was intentionally done to sound like a stomp. And so, and that's sort of what stomp rock is, that kind of style. But what AC/DC did is they brought in almost a heavy metal edge to it, but restrained themselves slightly from going totally metal. And it's just hard rock. And I fucking like that. I like a lot of Scott here. Okay, let's go. One of my friends in the army was Tigrayan. I don't know how to pronounce that. He was pretty worried about deploying to Somalia, knowing how Somalis feel about most Ethiopians. Brian Johnson was in a band called, that's the one. That's what the video is right there. That's Geordie. He also has a really strong Geordie accent. Sting is also a Geordie, but he worked hard to get rid of his accent. Yeah, he tries to make it sound posh. He does. He really worked at it. And I think he fairly succeeded because he doesn't want to sound too country. He wanted to sound like he was from the city, educated, blah, blah, blah. We know the types. Because Sting, I always freely admit, as much as I love him, he's a pretentious prick. He really is. But I love his fucking music. He just hasn't put out a good album since the 2000s.
Yeah, he kind of ran out of ideas. I just get annoyed with him when he tries to act because, man, is he bad.
He cannot act. I mean, even if that was a real fight to the death in Dune, he still wouldn't have been able to do it. Like,
there's
the only
one
to
bit
live
though
through
where
this
I
is
didn't
to
mind
get your
him.
ass up.
That scene in
Which one?
Münchhausen where he gets dragged away to be killed as a soldier, that was okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's actually, I got to tell you, who's actually good as Fade in two scenes. One scene where he doesn't fucking talk at all. He just comes out of that fucking shower and he stands there all mostly naked with the crazy eyes. That was pretty good. And I also do like the scene before his fight with Paul. And he says, I will kill you. He's pretty fucking crazy in that scene, and I like that scene. But overall, Sting can't fucking act to save his life. All of his scenes, like in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, are just so exhausting. I would like to have a Sting-free edit of that movie. Because I don't think much of what he contributed was necessary for the story to work. I've seen a documentary where Sting went back to Newcastle. The accent came out more than, my favorite moment with Sting was where Bradford Marcellus, the saxophonist, fucking knocked him down a few pegs when he started reading an article from a local paper saying Geordie singer Gordon Sumner returns to his home, son of, and it says the name of his parents. But he gets to that part with his name, Gordon Matthew Sumner. Gordy. So for the rest of the documentary that they made for this movie, he kept calling him Gordy, and you could see it was fucking causing the hackles on his neck to raise. It just annoyed him that he was making fun of him and teasing him. But he's doing it as a friend, you know. And Sting at least had the wherewithal not to fucking break up his relationship with him. Because his relationship didn't last too long with Kenny Kirkland, which is sad because Kenny's an amazing pianist, keyboardist. And it ended really quickly with the bassist, because he's a picky bassist himself, so he prefers doing his own bass lines. And so, but he kept Bradford with him for 4 albums and multiple live performances. And I think what was great about Bradford Marcellus is that Sting has a saxophone voice. His voice is in the same tonality as a saxophone. So his voice works really well with saxophone. So when you go into one of his, Bradford would blend in from his vocal trail off and come in with the saxophone. It was perfect. And you know what I'm talking about, Anima. It's good fucking music. One of my favorite songs they do, and there are two versions of it. The best version was the version that's in the movie, Bring on the Night, is when they did the live version of I Burn for You. And Omar Hakim does that fucking drum solo. That made me weep. I was so emotional about that the fucking drum solo. Fucking got me so emotional the way he played. Love that shit. Paul McCartney's Liverpool accent also comes out more when he's working class Liverpool. I noticed too that when he's just relaxed, it really shows up. If he's a little tense, it's not as obvious where he's from, that he's a Liverpoolian. But boy, it really shows up when he's chilled and relaxed and hanging out with Ringo in particular. And I love seeing those two because they weren't really friendly with each other. A lot of people don't know that. Ringo really wasn't that fond of Paul. And I think the feeling was mutual. But now that they're the last two, that's all they have. You know, because Ringo was close with George. They were like best mates. And very, very good friends. Loved working together. Loved hanging out and vacationing together. But eventually that relationship started between him, Ringo and Paul in the late 80s. Because when he did Say Goodbye to Broad Street, Ringo is played with him, and he's also in the music No More Lonely Nights. He's in the video, him and his wife, Barbara Bach. Oh, yeah, right. I've heard other comparisons because I watched Graham Norton, and that gets brought up a lot. Their show, Geordie Shore, is just like our Jersey. And if you don't watch Graham Norton, you should. It's a fun show. I don't give two shits about his monologues at the beginning, but I enjoy the interviews. And he interviews in a way that I wish more would do, where all the guests come out at once and sit down. And it's now just a bunch of people talking, having a good time, sitting around a sofa, drinking, by the way. That's one way to get somebody to chill out. I've had that done to me on a talk show. Because Kurt Yeager and Shane Moore and they got us drunk. We were drunk before we went out on live show. This is a family show. They had us drunk. Like, why did you keep feeding us liquor like that? Jersey Shore. I've seen those brats fight in that show. I proudly have never watched a single episode of Jersey Shore ever. I know who everybody is because I get pop culture references. I know pop culture, but I would never watch that show. Not my kind of program. Anima will laugh because when we go to Prime, if you go on my account through PrimeWire, you will just see a lot of empty fucking white space where video, thumbnail should be. It's just white. It's because if I don't like something, I don't want it fucking taking up my eye space. And I fucking block those images from being shown to me. It's fucking weird. But I'm that way. I'm a weird dude. Fuck it. I gotta fucking pretend I'm not. I'm OCD as all get out. But yeah, we gotta get going here.
Yeah, I need to go.
Yeah, let's wrap.
You gotta go to the bathroom? All right, buddy. I'll get you out of here.
I wish.
He's sick. Have mercy, Jesus.
Look, man. You hear that? That is my catheter. I just put one on. I just go while we're doing the show and I don't have to worry about it. And I wear a diaper just in case.
Hit the button, Gary. Hit the fucking button, please.
Hit the button. Wait, before we go, we're going to be doing White Nights on Friday. I will be talking about that theme song performed by Marilyn Martin and Phil Collins, which was a hit.
Sucks that we can't play these songs.
And I'm going to tell you the story behind the song because there's a separate story about that song, Separate Lives, for the movie White Nights. Great movie. I do like that movie. And then Saturday, we're going to do a sci-fi horror film comedy.
Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her, which just is a classic. And yes, she's in the movie. She's not a main character, but she's in the movie.
She's not
And
amazing
I
in
like-
the Odyssey, but she's still great.
Yep. All the best bare knuckle fighters come from the north, either Geordie or Traveler. Or Travelers. Travelers, I get you. Yeah. Like the Pikey was in the movie not Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, the other movie that he did right after that. Snatch. Fucking love that movie. Brad Pitt was brilliant. Period. Everybody was brilliant in that movie. Every single actor in that movie was brilliant. There's not one bad performance. Even the dog. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. I always appreciate it hanging out with you guys. Our regulars, Gambit, Snorty, John Whitaker, WizGiz Entertainment popped in. Oh, man, I would have liked to have said hi to him. Are you still here, man? I like his channel. Then, of course, my good buddy Wade was here. 11 Alpha, my fellow veteran. Penny, Connie Cleary. It was good seeing all you guys, man. So, everybody, I hope you have a good middle of the weekday. Happy Midvoke. And we will see you again on Friday. Go watch that movie. I recommend, please watch that movie, White Knights. And we will talk about it on Friday, man. All right? So, we're out of here, guys. Everybody have a good day today.
Tim was
Bye,
also
everybody.
here, just saying.
Oh, Tim didn't get written down? Tim,
I'm sorry.
I apologize. No. I'm sorry for Martin.
I
Martin,
apologize for not showing the kitty.
He's got
She's
so
not
much
within
stuff
reach.
going on. He forgot to put you in there. Don't you worry, man. He didn't forget you. Played your video for you. So you know he loves you. So, and past that, fuck you, Tim.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Matt Damon.